Guys, welcome back to this final session of creating an NFT generator. This one should be pretty straightforward and simple and fast. We're just gonna trying to generate different NFT images and then eventually putting on the screen here. Um, Once this get done, the only thing you actually have to do if you want to if you want to continue to develop this NFT generator is actually to creating the metadata file and bundling all the information. So you have to actually find out what's the required data that you need to create the metadata and to generate that piece of data with JSON and save and also create the actual image, the actual NFT image, then bundle them into one single folder in a hard disk on your hard disk in a physical location. So then eventually you can save them, store them to sending them up to blockchains. So, but here is not our purpose. Here, our purpose is actually trying to get this thing done and show up on the screen to teach you the basic idea, like what's behind to create, what's behind the scenes to actually create the NFT generator. Um, So let's continue here and see if we can actually create probably two or three of them at once. Um, so last time we actually created that one through this NFT function here. So then we know if we passing in one information here, and that it should get created. Um, so I think what we're gonna do is trying to calling this a start process and trying to get all the information, the image layer name, the array of names. So that way we can actually potentially loop through the names, then create each image individually. So let's start with finish this up with gathering all the information that we needed, so that we know. So if I hit this button here, we actually generates bunch array of different names in a unique group. So none of them is actually the same. Each array is not the same in a completely different orders. So that's actually get printed here. So we want to do something actually keep tracking all that, so that we can actually retrieve this information and eventually do something about it. So let's start with, so we know that is array of a string. So let's start with a var NFT image layers equal to an array. So it's going to be an array containing bunch of arrays. So let's just say it's a 2D array, and we have a string inside of it. Now we want to create this. So once we done, we want to actually NFT image layers append the image set onto it, so that we know we have an array of this array of image layers. So once after that, we can actually return that information that we needed. So return NFT the layers count greater than 0. I'm sorry if you hear a sound behind the scenes. It's actually near 4th of July, so everybody's shooting fireworks. So let's say if we actually greater than 0, so we actually want to return an NFT. Otherwise, I'm just going to return. Actually, so right after you create all that, we're just going to return the NFT image layers for now. So let's just say we're going to return a 2D array of strings. So that will give us all that. Do a quick view that we got that information. So now we have this single create image, create an NFT thing. We can actually change this a little bit, so taking in one parameter. So that's going to take one single array of string. So we comment this out. We want to create another function that's going to call create all NFT. So then we want to actually calling the start process thing. And of course, we want to take in those information as a parameter, since we're probably going to call that from outside of it. Let's remove the extra stuff there. So what you call number addition, and I'm going to call layers here. So we can start that let image NFT layers equal to that. So we got all the NFT layers, and then we want to say for NFT layer in NFT layers, we want to actually create NFT with NFT layer. So that should give us one image. And then we want to capture all that. So NFTs equal to an array of UI images. NFTs dot append NFT. And let's do a print afterwards to make sure we actually have something. So now we actually want to call that so that we can actually see what's going on. So before we do that, we're just gonna do simply do a NFT creator dot create all NFT and number 10. Just gonna pass the layers here. So that should give us something here. So let's give a shot. Let's see how many of images got created. So we created 10 of them. It's good. So now we actually have an array of the NFT images. Now we actually want to display them. So let's try with this. So we're gonna do a observable object. Then we're gonna say a add published var NFTs equal to an UI image array. So instead of using that, I'm going to directly use the NFTs above. So we're going to call this stay object var NFT, and we're going to do a list. So NFT creator dot NFTs. We're going to have an NFT return back. So then we can actually print out the image. NFT. I think maybe I put it wrong way around. I think it was like that. No, wait, okay. So it's NFT in, there you go. So it's be NFT, yes. It should give us a type. Let's try it out. Hopefully that actually is what we wanted. Let's try run again. To conform to identifiable. So UI image is not actually conform to identifiable. So in that case, we actually pre-created this NFT content object here, actually conform to identifiable. We can actually pass in the NFT images and the NFT data. But at this point, I don't think we actually need the data here. We just need to get the image in here. So we go back to the NFT creator. Once we have an image here, we want to create a new line of objects. So let's say NFT content. So let NFT content go to NFT content. With NFT images gonna be NFT, and then we want to append the NFTs with NFT content. So that way they will give us the proper information that we needed. So now we should be able to access the NFT image. Right, okay. So let's give it a shot. All right, we actually create a bunch of eyeballs, but I think we're actually missing a few things on the eyelid. So the question is, did we miss any eyelids information, or was there anything that was not that actually because it wasn't properly actually added at some point? So let's take a look. So we have this create NFT. Then once this finished, we want to create a single NFT. A single NFT will pass in a layer of information. We can actually try to print out that to make sure we actually get all the things that we needed. And also we need to double check we do have all the things here as properly set up. I think we should be good there. So let's try it, see what happens here. So we have a low T lid. Do we have that? Top, bottom, top, middle, bottom lid. Okay, I think I know the reason why. We actually don't have the proper name for our data there. So I think because we previously made some adjustment and changes, so we actually don't have, like, for example, the low tier lid, which is part of this top lid. We need to find where is this piece of information here. So let's trace it through a little bit. So first we have a background. Let's confirm it. Background, we have a black color. That is correct. We have a bottom lid. There's a high bottom lid, low bottom lid, middle bottom lid. So bottom lid have a. Okay, so we were actually calling a different name here. So let's just copy those names back onto the place that we had, so we can actually make sure that we have everything the same. So bottom low and bottom middle, and eye color. Eye color, we have a canyon, green, pink, purple, red, yellow. So we have a canyon, green, pink, purple, red, yellow. Okay, that is correct there. Next one will be eyeball. Eyeball, we have a red eye, white eye. Okay. We have a red eyeball and white. So we need to copy those two names back and just white. Next one is iris. And iris, we have large, medium, small. Large, medium, small. That's correct there. Next one is shine. Shape, called shapes. It's called shapes. So let's copy this name and put here. Okay. So next one is the last one there is going to be the top lid. So we have top high, top low, top middle. So that was something where we're missing. Top, low, and top middle. Okay, let's run again. This time we should be able to generate a proper NFT groups that show up properly on there. All right, so yeah, here you have for the NFT. And the next thing you have to do, just make sure to create all the metadata for the NFT and to generate a different version of it. And you can also change the order of image layers so that you can actually have a different version of the eyeballs. I think the eyeballs on side of eyelids is kind of odd, but um, I mean, it could be. I mean, after all, it's NFT, right? So you can actually have some set of an image to always edit the right layer. You only change a few things in the different layers. So you can also change the code base around a little bit inside the NFT creator to change up, like for example, the DNA to create a unique DNAs. Like for maybe the first index of the layer, you don't change that. Not part of the change. Then some range of the index are not part of change. Then you only randomly generates the other sets of index. So that will probably swap around the eyeball and eye color and all that a little bit, and you keep the eyelid always on top. And yeah, guys, so this is how you actually create an NFT generator here. So if you have a different thought, a different opinion on what you think we could do better here, please feel free to comment down below. And remember, always like and subscribe the video so that we can actually continue to make some more. Then we can actually to learn together. And thank you for watching.